Hello guys, welcome back to our channel. It is day 2 of our epic road trip and we have the craziest story ever for y'all. I don't even know how to start it, honestly. So basically, if you saw my last vlog, Zach and I started out on our road trip. We were about an hour to 2 hours down the road. We were on our way out of Texas. Just finished uploading my previous vlog and then we had a blowout with one of our tires on our camper. The tire was absolutely destroyed. We were on the side of the highway, so we pulled over. Before we got out of the truck, Zach and I both were like looking at each other and we were like, just don't panic. Like, we'll figure it out. We kind of talked about this before the trip. We were like, if anything goes wrong, just don't panic. Like, we'll find a solution and then just move forward from there. Right when we pulled over on the side of the road, we were like, don't panic. And we got out and we went to look at it and it looked so bad. I'll insert a picture right here. Destroyed. Like, it looked like a popped balloon. At that point, I think we both were like, oh no, like this is really bad. That's not even the worst part about it. So whenever the tire blew out, it ended up ripping the bottom of our camper and it punctured one of our water lines and there was a big tear in our water pipe, which is not good because that's how we shower and get water in our camper and all that. You can just imagine how stressed we were at this point because we're only 2 hours into our road trip and then something extremely awful happens. And thankfully we were safe, so I feel like that was something to be grateful for, but at the same time we have a long trip ahead of us and yesterday got off to a wrong start because we realized we needed new tires on Zach's truck and then delayed the start of our trip to go get new tires and then that had to happen. Then the coolest thing ever happened and I seriously can't even believe it. I was telling Zach, I was like, this was such a God thing. Literally before we pulled out of the driveway to leave on our trip, we prayed right before we left and I said, please just let us have a safe trip. And I was like, if anything goes wrong, like just let us be safe. And obviously something went wrong very early in our trip, but while we were stranded on the side of the road, a car pulled over right in front of us. A super sweet couple came to help us. Older man, he was wearing a cowboy hat. He was a local pastor in town. He pulled over and helped us change our tire. Zach knows how to change a tire, so he could have done it, but I don't know how to change a tire and I don't have any experience, so I wasn't gonna be a very good assistant to him, and I just feel like if we had to do it on our own, we literally would have been there for hours. And the sweetest, most precious man pulled over and helped us change the tire, and we got it done in about 20 minutes. Him and Zach got on the ground, we're literally laying on the side of the road, changing the tire. We got it done. We weren't able to fix our water pipe immediately, so we used a rope to tie it up for the time being. Another crazy coincidence is that this was right when the sun was setting last night, so we were running out of light, and Zach and I forgot a flashlight. We had the flashlight on our phones, but we didn't have a super bright flashlight, so the sun was going down right when they were changing the tire, and right when they finished, it got completely dark outside. So obviously it was unfortunate that it happened, but I feel like it is just such a blessing that it happened in the way that it happened, and that that man just happened to be driving by literally right when it happened, that he took the time to pull over and help us, and also that we had just enough light to get it done just in time. Anyways, I seriously just think that man was an angel. But then after that happened, we drove to the next town that was like 18 miles away. We looked up some RV repair shops and the closest ones were another hour away in San Angelo. So we decided to drive 1 extra hour and we would just stay in San Angelo and then try to get someone to help us repair it today. So we drove to San Angelo last night and the only place that we could stay was in the parking lot of a Walmart. So we literally slept in our car. This morning when we woke up, we started calling every RV place that we could find in San Angelo and literally none of them could get us in today. Like, we called at least 5 or 6, didn't we? Called a mobile repair guy. Nobody could help us. They were like, sorry, we can't get you in. Like, basically, you're out of luck. So we started contemplating if we should head back to Waco or not because we were just kind of like, what do we do? Like, we don't really know how to fix this. One of the repair places that I had called was a traveling repair place, and he ended up texting me and sending me links to stuff that we could buy at Home Depot in order to fix our problem. He took the time to text us even though he couldn't come and help us. He sent us what we needed to buy at Home Depot. So then Zach and I headed to Home Depot We got the supplies we needed to fix it, and then Zach over here was a superstar and he fixed it in the parking lot of Home Depot. We also got another spare tire in case we run into any other problems, which fingers crossed that it's smooth sailing from here on out. Anyways, our whole plan has changed since what I said yesterday, because we were planning to shoot this morning at sunrise at Prada Marfa, and now clearly we're not going to be able to do that because it's like 2 p.m. in the afternoon and we're still about 2.5 hours away from Prada Marfa, but we are still gonna go there. We're gonna shoot there this evening whenever we get there, and I'll definitely vlog some of that as well. And the plan after that is to go ahead and start heading towards White Sands, New Mexico, but we're planning on sleeping in the truck again tonight, and then hopefully tomorrow we'll find an RV park to stay at so we can hook up and actually sleep inside of our camper. But we're still rolling, we're still excited, and we're not gonna let anything get us down. A little update, we just stopped at a Flying J and got some iced coffee. I'm sitting here trying to upload something on my computer. Zach is restocking our cooler, and our next stop is Prada Marfa. I went ahead and put my makeup on, and then whenever we get there, I'm just going to brush my hair and change into my outfit that I had picked out for that location. We finally made it to Prada Marfa. It's this art exhibit in the desert. It's an actual Prada store. I'll show you all some close-ups, but they actually have bags and shoes inside of there. It's honestly so cool, and it's just out here in the desert. We are literally in the middle of nowhere. Zach is being the best cameraman right now. He's putting up with my hour-long photo shoot on the side of the road. Back on the road, I did an outfit change into my comfy clothes. I am about to get started editing, put my blue light blocking glasses on. And we are gonna try and make it to our next location. I am so pumped. So we just stopped at a Flying J in El Paso, and I think I'm gonna go in a minute and just do my nighttime routine. So I'll take my makeup off, do my skincare, and get ready for bed. I haven't eaten dinner yet, so I'm gonna wait to brush my teeth. But I think we're gonna stay here for the night because there's a lot in this town, so we'll feel comfortable sleeping somewhere here. Getting super close to New Mexico, so in the morning we're gonna head over to White Sands, and we're only about an hour and a half away, so it shouldn't take us long at all to get there in the morning. The plan for tonight is to sleep inside of the truck again. We would sleep in our camper, but since we can't hook it up anywhere, we're not getting electricity and it would just get way too hot in there. We bought this sunshade at Walmart, so if there's lights in the parking lot, we can make it completely dark in here and we can still get a good night's rest. But I'm gonna close out the vlog until tomorrow morning, so I will see y'all tomorrow. Good night. Okay, so I know I said I wasn't gonna vlog anymore until tomorrow, but I have to tell y'all what just happened because it was actually insane. So we were at the Flying J, like I said earlier, and we left here and then we went to Walmart because that's where we're gonna stay tonight, in the Walmart parking lot, because you can actually park a camper there and sleep there. We went to go get into our camper and we realized that we had lost a key that we needed. We do actually have a spare key, but coincidentally it broke yesterday when Zach was using it. It broke in half, and so it doesn't work anymore. So our spare is broken, and then we lost our other key, and if we don't have the key, like, we can't get in, we can't turn our camper on. So we were both freaking out. Zach had an actual panic attack. He was like throwing stuff, acting frantic. You were literally throwing stuff in the console. He was digging through the console, like throwing stuff down, just freaking out. Retrace your steps, and we did, and the last place you remember having them was here at the Flying J. And what do you know, we drive a few miles back to the Flying J and they're literally sitting in the parking lot. Is that not crazy? We have literally been through so much stuff on this trip already. It's only day 2. It has been absolute chaos. It's almost scary now if we have a minute of peace because we're just like waiting for the next thing to go wrong. So the list of things going wrong is never ending. We are now in the Walmart parking lot. Zach is about to climb up on the roof of our camper because part of our roof is flapping in the wind whenever we drive. So he has to like reseal it. So yeah, the bad luck continues. It's okay though, because it should be an easy fix. So praying that it gets done quickly. Good Morning, guys. It is a brand new day. It is day 3 of traveling. We still have yet to make it out of Texas, but I am very hopeful that today is the day. We are about an hour and a half from New Mexico. I've already mentioned, but we're headed to White Sands National Park. We're not planning on staying there for very long. I just want to get some photos there. Maybe just kind of use it as a resting point before we head over to the Grand Canyon, which is a much longer drive. We slept in the Walmart parking lot again last night, and I don't want to complain about it too much because at least we had a place to park and sleep, but I really want to sleep in the bed again. It's just been too hot in the camper to sleep in there, but we should get to an RV park tonight and we can hook up, turn our AC on, and then we can sleep in our bed. That's the plan, so hopefully it works out. We're parked at a Flying J right now. Zach is inside getting some cold brew, and I'm about to start putting my makeup on for photos at the White Sands. But I've just been sitting here thinking about how crazy the last few days of traveling has been. My mind is just blown. Like, I can't even believe everything that has gone wrong, but I can't help to feel so grateful that me and Zach have been safe. But just to list everything off and put it in perspective for y'all, started out with a blown out tire on the side of the highway, and then we were stranded on the side of the road. It ended up busting one of our water lines, so then we had to learn how to fix that because there were no repair places open to help us, so we had to watch YouTube videos. We had to stay the night at Walmart so that we could go to the Home Depot the next day and get the supplies that we needed. And then we got all of that fixed. We were finally back on the road. A few hours later, we saw in our rear view mirror a part of our roof of our camper was kind of like flapping in the wind, and there was nothing we could do right then, so we were like, let's just keep going and look at it later. We finally got to El Paso last night, and that's when we stopped at the Flying J, and Zach's keys fell out of his pocket, and we didn't realize the keys to the camper. And so then we got several more miles down the road, and that's when we realized we couldn't get into the camper. Thankfully, we realized then and not when we were like hours away, but we ended up backtracking, came back to the parking lot, found our keys. It was super late at night, super dark. And then we get back to the camper, we get inside of the camper, and we realized that some of our light fixtures actually fell off while we were driving. I guess the road was like too bumpy, and they hit the ground. They're glass, so they shattered everywhere. They're shattered inside of our camper. So we cleaned that up, and then Zach gets up on the roof to fix the stuff because we got the supplies, and he realizes it's a lot worse than we thought, and there's just like a huge part of our roof that's like basically falling off, and we don't really know why or what happened because as far as we know, it was completely fine before we left. Something on it may have been rotting and it's just falling apart. I don't really know. The camper is only 5 years old and we renovated it almost a year ago, so I don't really know why it's having serious issues or anything like that, which is a little scary, but I'm trying just to not let my fears get in the way of this trip. Every time we've come to a roadblock on the past few days, God has shown up and provided for us, and I just feel like it's his way of saying, like, don't be afraid, like, I'm with you, keep going. The verse that keeps coming to mind is Deuteronomy 31:6. I want to read it to you guys because it's honestly just so fitting right now. Be strong and courageous, do not be afraid or terrified because of them, for your Lord your God goes with you, he will never leave you nor forsake you. I used to read this verse all the time whenever I was struggling with anxiety, and I still love this verse, but I just feel like it's so fitting for today. So that's what I'm going to keep reminding myself of during this trip. It's just been so incredible because there have been several times where we felt like there wasn't a solution, we didn't know what to do, we didn't feel qualified to fix whatever was going wrong, and then God showed up for us. Starting from the very beginning, whenever we had our blowout, another car pulled over, and it ended up being the kindest man ever. Like, I can't even believe that people like this exist. He was so sincere, so genuine. He was probably in his 60s, was literally laying on the ground on the side of the highway helping us change the tire. Another crazy thing is we had the lights on our phone, but Zach and I forgot to pack a flashlight, which is so bad for going on a road trip, but that was just another like moment that seriously gives me chills because God gave us just enough light and just enough help to get it done in time. And then same thing, we didn't think we would know how to fix our busted water line, and we were calling all over. We called so many places, no one could help us. One of the repair guys ended up texting me after I got off the phone with him and sent me the directions on how to fix it ourselves and what to buy at Home Depot. And I also just feel like it would have been so much harder had he not helped us in that way. And then same thing with the key. That could have been so bad had we not found it. I'm sure it would have costed us a lot to get a new one made by a locksmith. It would have just delayed our trip even more. So I just feel so lucky lucky that we were able to drive right back to where we were and find the key. There's just been a ton of little instances and circumstances where we have been so quick to get upset and feel like everything is going so wrong and there's not going to be a solution and we're just doomed. As soon as our faith is like wavering, somehow it has magically worked itself out, and I really think that's God. I'm confident that the rest of the trip is going to be good, and if anything else goes wrong, we're gonna get through it. I just wanted to share these parts of RV life with y'all because I love to show the fun parts because it is so fun, but we have learned there are also so many difficult parts and we want to showcase that as well. So this is it. This is RV life. But anyways, Zach just got back in the car and we are headed to our next destination. I will see y'all when we get there. We finally made it to White Sands National Park. Woohoo! This was like the first really cool stop of the road trip. Prada Marfa was really cool, but this one is super cool. We've actually been here before about 2 years ago, and we came in the winter, so it was cold. So this is gonna be a different experience seeing it in the summer. I cannot wait to show y'all what it looks like in there because it is one of the most beautiful places ever. We just found a really pretty picture spot out here at the White Sands National Park, and I did something really bad. I forgot my SD card in the car. So Zach is currently hiking back to the car. Bless his little heart. Being so sweet, and he offered to go back and get it because it is such a long walk up these dunes and I keep getting out of breath. But something y'all should know is that I get elevation sickness really easily. So I always get shortness of breath whenever I go up in higher places. And we're pretty high up right now. You can see the mountains back there. Also, it's extremely bright. So I'm squinting a lot and I didn't bring my sunglasses up here. This view is so beautiful though. Like all the troubles we've been through in the last few days, I'm just like, you know what? It was worth it for these views. I'm about to give y'all a better look. Also, I threw this dress on over my biker shorts and I still have my little slides on. I just really wanted to shoot a dress up here, so I was like, you know what, I'm just gonna throw it on over my clothes and we'll make it work. Alright, we are back in the car. I think we had a pretty successful stop at White Sands.
This place is so cool. Honestly, it just looks like snow.
Yeah, it really does. The sand is so white, you could look at it and think it's snow.
Yeah.
I will say we were here in the winter, and then comparing it to the summer, both times the weather wasn't the best.
Yeah.
Like in the winter it was freezing, the wind was
gusting.
Yes, the wind was gusting, and then today there's no wind at all and
Scorching hot.
yeah. But it's okay. I think we got some really cool pictures. It was obviously just such a fun place to see again. This place is phenomenal. We are about to get back on the road.
We're gonna head to Arizona now.
Yeah, so we're headed to Arizona. We have a pretty long drive ahead of us. Zach just opened up a Topo Chico for me, and we're making our Dr. Pepper. If you've seen this on my Instagram, Zach actually showed me this. You mix black cherry Mio with a Topo Chico, and it's like a healthy version of Dr. Pepper.
Yeah, very similar. Red Bull, sugar-free. Great for you.
I'm gonna go ahead and close this vlog out, and then we're probably gonna get started on our next vlog whenever we get to Arizona. So make sure you subscribe so you can stay up to date with all of our adventures, and we will see y'all in our next video.
See you next time.
Bye guys.